Irashamase! Hello and welcome to Fitaurus Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Fitaurus. It's time once again for Shoot 'em Up Saturday, and on the menu today, I've got this gem for you. Twinkle Star Sprites La Petite Princesse, released by SNK Playmore on the PlayStation 2 back in 2005. This fine title is a follow-up to the cult classic Twinkle Star Sprites that was released on the Neo Geo MVS system, as well as later ported to the Sega Saturn and the Sega Dreamcast. So, what kind of taste will this awesome, competitive shoot-'em-up go and have? Let's find out.
Alright, here we are at the main menu of Twinkle Star Sprites, La Petite Princesse. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the game. Now loading. Twinkle Star Sprites presents us with 3 game modes. The story mode, your main mode, where you go and play as the main character, Time. Going and playing through the 6 stages in the game, the first 5 versus somewhat random enemies, and then the final boss on the 6th stage is always the same. Then there's the character mode, which goes and allows you to go and play through the 6 stages of the game as any of the 15 characters in the game. And then there's the versus mode, which allows you to go and do some couch versus against another, human player. And that one's definitely an awesome mode. I'll go ahead and touch a little bit more on that one here in a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and jump into character mode, so I can just show you a little bit about what we've got here. So here we have the character select. Each character goes and has several stats listed below their character art. You've got speed, shot, as well as type listed in Japanese beneath them. And then to the right of those you have pictures going and indicating a couple unique elements of their attacks. So what you have in the picture immediately to the right of the stats for the shot and speed is indication of how their extra attack goes and behaves. And then to the right of that you go and have a silhouetted picture of what the boss that they can go and summon looks like. Then each one, I guess, is grouped into attack, though it does seem kind of... not an attack, a type, although the type does go and seem kind of random. You've got your normal type, your trick type, speed type, there's also a power type, and then some that are a little bit of both, speed and power type. But we're going to go ahead and play as the main character for our purposes, Time. Alright, so here we are in the first stage, and our opponent is... Yan Yan. So, in Twinkle Star Sprites, it's definitely different from your standard vertical shoot 'em up, in that you're going and playing with the screen divided between the 2 characters, or 2 opponents in this case, yourself on the left and your opponent on the right. Throughout the course of the stage, you're going and presented with these waves of enemies, and as you go and clear and combo the enemies, as as the enemies are defeated, they go and blow up in ever increasingly larger explosions. It'll go and send a fireball attack at your opponent. And if your opponent is hit by that attack multiple times, it actually just takes 2 hits to your enemy. If they aren't able to go and recover any health, then that's enough to go and defeat them. The matches do go pretty quick. They can go and be anywhere from as short as, I think my record is 3 seconds, to you probably push it a couple minutes if you're going against a difficult opponent. But for the most part, they are relatively short. Here we are to stage 2, where we're going and being versed. Our opponent this time is Gao Gao. Gao Gao, Gao Gao, Gao. So our attacks are relatively simple overall. We have our main shot, and then we have the ability to go and do a charge shot. Where things go and start to get a little bit more complex is when you're going and dealing with the attacks that you're going and throwing back and forth to the enemy. So there's an example of a really short match. So the way that the progression of attacks back and forth go with the volley is if you go and get a combo, you send a normal fireball attack over to the enemy, or vice versa. And then if that shot is hit, it'll go back to the original attacker, as it were, as a reverse attack. And then if the reverse attack is sent back, via being hit or caught in a combo by the player, then you go and get an extra attack, which is character specific. So each of the 15 characters goes and has a different extra attack. And then if there's a high enough combo generated, it's possible to go and send a boss attack over to your opponent. It's also possible to go and charge up a boss attack by going and charging up your power meter located in the bottom left of your screen up to full power, and then going and unleashing a fully charged shot. I'm not going to get the chance to go and do that this run, which is somewhat disappointing. But each character also goes and has a unique boss attack that they can go and send to the opponent. And the boss attack, the extra attacks, all the attacks go and they basically deal the same amount of damage, but especially when things start to go and get pretty frantic, it's kind of hard to go and be dodging attacks being sent by your opponent, as well as going and trying to go and send attacks yourself, and dealing with a boss just thrown into that mix makes it just as frantic as you can really get in just about any kind of game, sort of the most insane bullet hell shooters. Not off to a great start comboing here, but look at... I guess it doesn't matter. Reverse attack. So, while it is a lot of fun going and playing through the story mode and the character mode, where I feel a game like this goes and really shines is the two-player mode, the versus mode. If you've ever gone and spent time with versus puzzle games, which is, you can draw a lot of parallels between those types of games and this game, you know what I'm going and talking about. Where you go and have the fun and the competitive nature of going head-to-head against another human, trying to go and get those crazy combos to go and drop some sort of crazy attack on your opponent that they just can't go and recover from. Same kind of frantic feel to this game, and for a shoot 'em up to go and capture that kind of feeling is just, well, it's kind of incredible. We go in and being able to go and spend and just being able to go and have that kind of interaction between yourself and another player in a shoot 'em up is surprising, and it's just incredibly enjoyable. I've only had this title a short time, as I am going and playing the recently released Japanese PSN version. But in that short time, the most enjoyable time that I spent with that game is the time that I've been going and playing the versus mode. It's almost, you could go and spend the entire day just going and playing against a good opponent, and there's just be nothing but great times and fun and laughter. And what more can you go and really ask for a game than that? So here we are at the 6th stage already. Hopefully I can go and don't run into too many problems. Hopefully I can go and show off my boss attack too. Just have to dodge all these crazy fireballs. Yes, I got the power. Charge faster, please. And oh dang it, I got hit. I have to charge again. Boss attack! There's my boss attack going and hitting my opponent, hopefully. Come on, boss, come on. taken out by a bomb. It's alright, we're not defeated yet. I'm not sure how I dodged that, but I'm still alive! I'm still alive! Nope, I'm not alive anymore. So, I could definitely go and say I recommend this title to anybody who's a fan of, or if you're looking for a shoot 'em up that goes and does something different from the norm, or if you're going in, that guy's really scaring me. Or if you're a fan of versus puzzle games along the lines of ones like Puzzle Fighter or Puzzle Bobble or Puyo Puyo, I would definitely recommend going and giving this game a chance. Ooh, 2 lives lost. It's fun shooting combo action coupled with really simple yet powerful elements of comboing and countering your opponent's attacks. Definitely goes and creates one of those memorable experiences that's, especially when you're going in versus another human player, there's just nothing else that I can go and really compare it to in this genre. That, like, sheer level of uniqueness is definitely one of those things that, as a gamer, I think we're all always looking for. And being able to go and find it in a title that, admittedly, I have been aware of for a while, the original Twinkle Star Sprites, that is just, you know, something that's beyond compare. Come on, boss, come on, you can take him out. For me. And I hope you feel similar as well. Reverse attack KO'd. Don't worry, I'll go get this character. So one thing that is kind of disappointing about Twinkle Star Sprites, the original was only ever available in the United States in the arcades, available on the Neo Geo MVS system. The home ports for the Saturn and the Dreamcast were never made available in the United States. And this title, Twinkle Star Sprites La Petite Princesse, there was some exploration of US localization, but ultimately they decided that it wasn't... Oh no, another boss attack, bomb! They ultimately decided that it wasn't feasible to go and release the title in the United States, so that release was ultimately cancelled, which is, let's just go and say the least, very disappointing. So, with it having recently been released on the Japanese PSN, if you go and have a Japanese PSN account and the ability to go and obtain Japanese yen for such, it's now obtainable for a relatively reasonable 1,000 yen. And as an added bonus, this particular game also goes and has the original Twinkle Star Sprites, the Neo Geo MVS release, available on disc. You just have to go and defeat the character mode with the 3 unlockable, or the 3 hidden characters, and that will go and unlock the original... Sorry, things are getting pretty hot and heavy over here. Dang it. And that will go and unlock the original Twinkle Star Sprites. I do believe that was my last life, so... That's too bad. That's alright, though. It's definitely an exciting game, and as you're going through the computer modes, things can go and get more difficult, but as let's see, it definitely was going insane. This game shines the best if you're able to go and pick it up. Oh, did I go and hit continue? I guess I did. This game definitely goes and shines the best if you're able to go and play it against another human. It did go and have an online mode, but that was only for the PlayStation 2. If you had the PlayStation 2 network adapter and you went and signed up for a service that cost a monthly fee. And I'm sure by this point in time that said service is no longer in existence, so really if you're going to go and be playing against another person, the only way to really go and do it is just via couch versus. But I guarantee you'll go and have a blast of a time going and doing so. So I think that's just going to go about. That's just going to about wrap it up for me today. As always, I thank you so much for going and coming out to Shoot 'em Up Saturday. And as always, if you go and have any suggestions of shoot 'em ups that you'd like to go and see me play, or other games that you'd like to go and see me play and or review, by all means, please leave them in the comments below. And once again, thank you so much for coming out to go and enjoy me, and I hope to go and see you again next week. Yay! I'm a winner!